White knife.
হয়তো নাও যাবে জমি যদি এই হচ্ছে
You're 10 out of 10. Wants to get touched.
They disagree with that, but these guys can get up to 1,000 pounds when they're fully grown, and especially during the breeding season, because they gain a lot of weight because they're spending all their time hanging out with our ladies, and they're not worrying too much about food. But at 350 pounds, he's still a pretty big guy, and they can keep growing into their 20s, especially the males. They keep getting bigger and bigger as they grow. But he's going to probably stay a bit smaller than that, and that way he can stay nice and agile, showing off how flexible he is. Now, Dina is asking Chief to do a lot of incredible behaviors. We've already been wowed by him a few times. And she's actually going to be working on a new behavior that she is training Chief to do. So this is pretty cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we train these animals and the purpose that we train them for. So Chief, not his animal, is working on doing his speed swims. Sea lions can swim very, very fast. They can get up to 20 to 25 miles per hour underwater. That helps them chase after food that they might want to eat, which typically includes schooling fish that can swim pretty fast. And they also at times can be preyed on by animals like sharks and predatory whales. They like to be faster than the things that might eat them as well. So Dina's showing this behavior off, the steps that she's doing. The end goal of this behavior is to get Chief to flipper up, and he did that. And Dina tells him he does a good job by saying, okay, that to Chief is kind of his humblest word. He knows he did great. And then that's going to be followed up with something reinforcing or rewarding. So Dina is rewarding him with fish out of his bucket. Every animal here gets a bucket made for them. It's suited to the current weight that they're at, the current life cycle that they're in. So we adjust their diets accordingly to keep them in good body condition. And we utilize that food as a way to let them know they did a great job. And we can use other things as well. Chief especially seems to be pretty excited by continuing on with the session nice and long and getting very high energy behaviors to do after doing some lower energy behaviors. That kind of reinforces him. And some of our animals just really enjoy. It's a nice round of crowd is showing off that mouth check there. Thank you, Max, with Lulu. And it can be them laying down and allowing us to touch them so we can check for any cuts, scrapes, or bruises. And these are behaviors that seem really, really simple, but they're actually pretty complex because we have to remember that these are wild animals that aren't used to laying down and letting people approach and touch them. So let's use this time right now to address whatever that might be, because we are really, really close to these guys. We're hand feeding them, we're touching them, we're getting really excited and rewarding them with applause and all sorts of things. That is because these are animals in human care. Some of these animals came to us from other facilities like Indigo, and some of these animals came as rescues like Lulu, who's showing off her balance there. So these animals have been with us their entire lives, or at least the majority of it, and the best thing for them is to be very alert. Now when we take a peek at Mr. Smokey here, we're going to notice on either side of his head. So if we reach up, we can feel our ears, we can wiggle them around, they stick out on either side of our head. Sea lions also have external ear flaps, and I apologize for not mentioning that earlier when we had a sea lion to look at, but they have little ear rolls. They kind of look like Shrek ears on either side of their head. They don't look like ours, but they are external, whereas Smokey here, he has no external ear flaps. He can hear, despite that sometimes he acts like he can definitely hear us, but he just has little ear holes and internal hearing capabilities.
And show us your polka steps right out there on the dance floor.